Welcome everyone to the Alpha Capital YouTube channel, and we're here for a podcast today with one of the funded traders with Alpha Capital. This is the first podcast I'm hosting, so it's an absolute honor for myself to be here with the one and only Five.
Yes,
You have to change it from 5 Beats to 5 Trader now.
Yeah, I'm thinking of what to change it to at the moment. I ain't decided yet.
That's it. We'll have to think 5 trades. That's it.
Maybe, yeah.
You'll make a slogan like change your life in 5 trades.
Nah, we can't sell no dreams out here.
That's it's true. But man, you've been on an incredible journey. You know, I had the pleasure of meeting you once before, and hearing a bit about your journey as well, and it's been absolutely incredible. Like, you know, when it comes to trading, why is it that you got into trading?
Oh, it was just like, I don't know, like at the time I was like a bit into crypto. Like, you know, like that little crypto wave like a couple years ago, whatever. I was a bit into that, and then I was like, I just got signed for music, so I just got like a couple $100K, whatever, and then I was just gambling, really. Like, yeah, I'll be real. I was just on crypto futures on Binance, just going mad.
Really?
Yeah, and then kind of won some, lost some, but I didn't know what I was doing, but I got a taste of enough of it to know, like, okay, cool, like this is something I might explore later on down the line. But yeah, I knew I needed to learn and shit, because I was just literally like just like pressing buy and just chilling, sort of thing.
And hoping for the best.
Yeah, there was no strategy. I didn't even know what like a time frame was or anything.
Was it the case of like, because it worked out maybe here and there, you realize that, okay, this is something. There's something here that is worthwhile looking at.
Yeah, that's how I felt like that. Because like some days I would make like, I don't know, like $1,000 or something. I ended up losing it all, but like the equity curve was going up and down. So I knew like if I got better at this, it could just kind of like maybe go up a bit more and take less losses or whatever. So I kind of knew I need to learn. Like if I want to pursue this, I got to stop gambling and learn actually like something of how to do this.
What was that journey like then, in terms of where did you go to learn, or what sort of resources did you find?
I was just on, like, I went on YouTube for a bit and I was watching like, no, tell a lie, I signed up to Mamba FX, his signals. So after that little instant, I signed up to Mamba FX, tried the FX thing, that like wins, losses, obviously we know how that went, lost it all, whatever. That didn't work out. And then I think I joined the next guy's signal group and that same sort of thing. And then I started like I stopped trading. I was just, yo, I'm just blowing money. Then we just like look at YouTube and try and learn whatever. So yeah, I was just watching random guys on YouTube, like support resistance and trend lines and all that shit. And then yeah, I was doing that for a bit. And then yeah, like then one of my friends told me to look at ICT. I was telling my friend about trading or whatever. He told me, yeah, look at ICT. And then from there, that's when I started to like see actual like progression with it, sort of thing.
Did you start with, when you were going through that though, like especially with like, let's say the signals not working out and losing money still, did that put you off at all? Because obviously when you do signals, you assume, you know, this person knows what they're doing, and therefore, you know, you're following that and that's not working out. So did that ever make you think, oh, maybe this
yeah, like sometimes, but I still had that hope in the back of my head that like there's like a real mentor, real something that this could be real. So that I always had that hope, so I kept trying, sort of thing. So yeah. And
then obviously from there, ICT. What was that like? Obviously, because ICT itself on the surface isn't too easy to understand, right? It's very complex, a lot of rants going on. So how did you find that when you first came across it?
At first, I'm not gonna lie, like I used to just fall asleep to every episode, like honestly, but then like I would trade and I would like remember little things of what he said in videos or whatever. So, and then I started like seeing, these times I'm now buying challenges and shit. So I'm off the personal account, I'm buying like challenges, whatever. Because I'm thinking, yeah, at least like this is, if I'm going to blow this, at least it's not like in my personal account, I'm just blowing like mad money. Like I can at least blow like 10 challenges with what I blew on my personal. So I was like, yeah, let me try it like this. And then I was like learning stuff, but like I was still falling asleep bare and all that shit. And then it started to like kind of like click a little bit, but it didn't really click. I wasn't really understanding ICT a lot because he has his own like language and how he speaks, and he'll be like breaking something down and talking about like his wife and whatever. So I wasn't really understanding a lot of it at the time. And then I found like a proper mentor, NBB trader, Omar. And then that's when like I merged like what he's teaching from ICT and all that into like one. And then it started to like really click. Like after a good couple, maybe like 6 months or a year with him, it started to like click.
That's great to hear. And in terms of, before we get into that bit, how much did you lose before you started to
I
see
lost
any sort of
about
progress?
20 grand, like 20 to 25 grand, I think, in pounds.
Wow.
Before I got like, because I got one payout before that, but that was all luck, innit?
Mm-hmm.
And then before I started like seeing consistent payouts or whatever, yeah, I was down about 20 grand.
Wow. And at that moment when you were down that much, what were your thought processes then?
I just need to stop, like, because you know what it was? It was like I would pass the challenges and shit, and then I'd get the funded account, I'd get up, and then I'd keep trading it, take a loss, and then end up blowing the account. Like I've blown funded accounts on like break-even balances and shit like that. Like it don't even make sense. Like from being up, like just doing your daily drawdown or whatever. So I was doing bare that shit, and it didn't make sense. And then I kind of like spoke to my mentor about it all and whatever, and he just told me the realness, like you just need to step back and really analyze what you're doing, like because you're basically gambling, etc. Like you just need to like figure out like what you're doing and if this is for you or not, whatever sort of thing. And then because I was good at like I was getting some good trades out and whatever, but I'd like Monday, Tuesday I might do excellent, but by Friday the account's blown. So it's just it's little things like that he told me to like just think about, like oh, if you go up on Monday or Tuesday, just like chill out for the week type shit, and little things like that. So yeah, and discipline.
So would you say he gave you accountability first by saying that, look, the position you're in right now is gambling?
Yeah.
And you know, with like trading, for example, when you're going through the journey, it's easy, like there's a fine line between being a profitable trader and disciplined and having an edge, and then gambling, right?
Yeah,
in trading.
100%.
But I think like trading kind of creates this trick. We do it to ourselves, of course. Like we, you know, if we just look at it, we can see that. But we do it to ourselves, because I did a very similar thing, and I tricked myself into thinking, oh, I'm trading. I'm just trading. Like I didn't think of it as gambling at all. But then when you reflect on it, or if someone says it to you,
Yeah.
what did you think when you first heard that? Like, oh, you're just gambling at the moment.
Nah, low key, I kind of knew I was gambling, innit? Low key, but you know, like you're in denial about it, but low key, you know, like what you're doing type shit. So when it was like speaking to him about it just made me feel like, because I wouldn't run from it. I would tell him I would send him screenshots. I'll tell him exactly what I'm doing. Like I wouldn't run from it, and he would just tell me like you're moving like a waste man, like or whatever. Like he would cuss me all the time and shit and whatever. So, and that helped, because it was just like, bro, like I'm paying monthly for a mentorship. I'm just buying these accounts, and I'm just like fucking up, like. And so all of that accountability did help, because. And then I had my son as well. That really, I just decided, yo, like, something's got to change here, like, because I got another kid now to feed and shit. So, yeah, that all of that happening at one time kind of is what, like, made me into like, where I am now.
Because equally, it's like, would you say it's how you choose to see it? Because some people in the same position may hear their mentor who they're paying saying, you know, you're basically gambling, you need to fix up. Equally got this pressure of their son coming. And then equally just say, hey, this is too much to handle. Why am I paying you to tell me this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So is it also you deciding to, okay, let me take this on board. He knows what he's doing. He's my mentor. Let me take that on board. Also, I have this responsibility coming that I need to be ready for. Yeah, because it was
like, at the time, ICT used to do his spaces and shit. And so, because with like my mentor, he don't really rant or gives you like the ICT spaces. He's more like technicals and more like how to like discipline and all of that, but not really like in full depth ranting like ICT spaces. So there was like one time ICT was on a space and I just got like my funded account, and like he just like basically got onto me for like 2 hours. He just like knew what position he like. ICT's weird. He knows like where you're at in life and shit. Yeah. Even though he's talking to the masses, he's just like he's talking directly to you in your life. And then that space, I was like, you know what, after that, because Omar was saying kind of the same thing, but ICT went into more detail about it. And then I was like, you know what, I've got to take myself out of the control and just act like I'm ICT or Omar at the desk and just do exactly what they say.
Yeah.
And and try that out. Because like what I'm doing now with me trying a bit of what they're saying and the freestyling, it's not working. Like it's not working. I'm having good runs and then I'm blowing it all and it's not working at the end of the day. So I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna put these lot in the driver's seat and just act like I'm them basically. And do what they say, and then that's when I actually started seeing profitability and like consistent payouts and whatnot. So from then I've never looked back. Like I have my times, I'm only human. Like, I have my times where it can go on tilt or whatever, but it's not like blowing account tilts, nothing like that anymore, sort of thing.
It's amazing to hear, because with ICT's spaces, I never really used to tune in, and I tuned into like part of one. I didn't sit for the whole thing, but you really get the depth of knowledge and the intricacies he's explaining in terms of just, it's a very good storytelling. Like, and I think it's a powerful thing. It's a skill set that a lot of people don't have. And the way he was going into detail on just a specific thing he was talking about at the time, maybe like FOMO or greed, but it was so specific and so detailed. And as you said, it seems very direct too.
Like he's there with you, like watching your screen, like.
And that's a skill set. I think that's incredible, and it's really incredible to hear the difference it's had on yourself. And it's interesting what you said there, though. Like you then started imagining they were in the trading seat, if you will. They were the one taking the trades. And what was that sort of like? Was that a simple case where you just sat there and said, okay, what would MBB do or Omar do? What would ICT do in this position right now? Yeah,
like literally. So because MBB will put out videos of him like getting in a trade, calling it before it happens, and him actually managing the trade and shit. So I studied them videos a lot too, and then I would like see where like, okay, MBB might go for like 1 to 2 or something, whereas before I'm going for like 1 to 5, and I'm either stop loss or take profit, and I'm not budging and shit like that. So I stopped doing stuff like that and started to like manage my trade, get to 1 to 2, whatever, close or close like 80% of it. And then, so that's how it started. I started closing like 80% and leaving runners, and then the runners would get stopped out, and I'd realize, like, I would be like down this week if I didn't take these partials and shit, like little things like that. So that's what really started to like wake me up, and I would see like I'm passing challenges quicker, because at the end of the day, like, why am I holding trades forever on a challenge? Like, you just need to get to the profit target and move on. So if you grab 2R today and 1R tomorrow and 3R then whatever, like next week or whatever, it's better than, because I'll be in a lot of trades running maybe 4R or something, and it would reverse on me and I'd get stopped out, and it's just like, what am I doing? Like, this ain't even live money or nothing. Like, and you wouldn't even trade the live account like that anyway. Like, do you get me? So
definitely. So would you say that it was, rather than focusing on the individual trade, was that the sort of the difference? So before you were saying how you would have some good runs but then blow it all up in the end anyway.
Yeah.
Was that the case where, rather than focusing on the individual trade of like how much can this trade make me? You started to recognize, actually what I'm focusing on is the basket of trades. Like, if I can collect some from this trade, that trade over the next 2, 3, 4 weeks.
Because before I was very short-sighted, and a lot of traders are short-sighted. They're just thinking like today is the last daily candle print, and it's not. Like, there's gonna be the market's open Monday to Friday type shit. Like, it's okay to like not trade today, and getting used to that was like very hard at the start. Like watching the market and not pressing no buttons and shit. But that discipline is what got me profitable and made me realize that not every day, because some days you'd see it and you'd realize, like, if I entered today, I would have just been fighting my life for like 10 pips. Like, like, what for? And on your mental, it does hurt when you're in a trade for a long time, etc. and all this shit. So yeah, like realizing that not every day is a trading day, and don't need to be in every session and shit, because that's how I used to be, innit? I used to be in every session, every day, going mad, like literally insanity. So yeah.
Would you say also over time it becomes more obvious to you as you start to recognize these patterns and start to recognize that, hey, actually, I didn't trade today and I'm still profitable for the month, or hey, I took this trade but I partialed out and it worked out in my favor? Would you also say when you first started to try and do it, it may have been a bit of a struggle because it's something different to what you were doing before?
Yeah, it was a super struggle. It was just like, it was hard, but then I just realized that, like, I had won the last proper account that I blew before I started getting consistent payouts. That was the final straw for me. So I said, because even MBB said to me, stop buying 100k accounts because you're blowing them up. Like, I've got trade copy, I'm blowing like 3 or 4 of them at once and shit. I'm moving mad, doing too much. He said literally, if you don't pass this 100k account, you're only allowed to buy 25s or 50s after this now, because like you're doing too much. And that was the last 100k account that account I actually got a payout from, and I didn't blow. And then that's when I kept like, I showed them like, yeah, like I passed this 100K, like I'm not, do you get what I'm saying? I'm going to get a payout, whatnot, whatever. I'm not going to trade the account, because I usually would go up on the account, carry on trading 30 days, wait for your payout, end up down or blowing it, whatever sort of thing. So, and then from there I started to like scale up and stuff, and started to like realize that, yo, discipline. And when like certain months are not really the greatest to trade, I'm not saying, oh, don't trade the whole month, whatever, but like just know that it's not high probability, so you got to know what you're getting yourself into and shit.
What would you say the key differences were, like with how the style of trading you were doing, or how you were observing the market before, you just say with just ICT or before that, and then compared to with your mentorship with MBB?
More the discipline, and like when is favorable for you, and when it isn't. That's what like MBB is good at, like showing like when the market is like when we're in good trading conditions and when it's not, and like when to like stop the FOMO. I used to have mad FOMO, like where I'd like have to get in every little move. I'd try and get in and shit and stuff like that, and just realizing that you don't need every move, you don't need every day, you don't need every session, like, and then actually just sticking to what these men were saying, and then seeing the progression over like a month. I saw like 1 month progression, and I realized, yo, like this is crazy. Like I need to just behave myself and move according.
What was it like then after that point when you start to see the consistency? How did you control yourself compared to before, where you would see some profits and then obviously, you know, blow it up? How did you now just have that control?
Literally just like I would get a funded account, go up a bit, and just stop trading, and just literally like just log out, just stop trading, and keeping busy, going outside, doing other things, because you can't just sit inside all day watching the screen. You're gonna trade, you're gonna do dumb shit, your vision's gonna get, you get me? So yeah, just like going out, doing other shit, and because obviously I'm a dad, I've got kids and shit, and a girlfriend and whatnot, so just doing other shit helped, help keep me busy and shit like that.
What did the people around you think when you first got into trading?
Oh, I didn't even tell no one, you know.
Probably for the best, right?
Yeah, because I was at that point, I was still just gambling and shit. So it weren't a thing like I was trying to be a trader or nothing. I was just like having fun at home, like with money. That's it. That was it. Like, and then, but once I started like getting payouts and I started posting and shit, then people started to see, and then they've seen me like proper slow down with music, etc. as well. So people are starting to realize that, yeah, like I'm just kind of a trader now.
People trying to hit you up now?
Yeah.
I can imagine.
I ain't selling no course or no mentorship. No, I can't be bothered, man. Yeah, I can't be bothered still.
Nah, I don't blame you. I know. Well, what is it that you like to enjoy doing then?
At the moment, I just like to be with my kids, bro. Just whatever they're on, innit? Just, you know, just raising my kids. Literally, that's the focus right now. Do
you think you'll get them into trading, showing any interest?
My daughter's getting a bit interested because she's 9, but my son's 1, so he's just like, he's just Spider-Man and other shit. But yeah, my daughter's not interested, but she asks me, so what, like, what's this you're doing here? And like, what's that mean and whatever sort of thing. So whatever. And she knows who like ICT is and shit because she hears me like listening to her sometimes and shit. So.
Oh man, my daughter started to recognize the MetaTrader sound.
Oh,
when you could buy and sell. She goes, what was that? Yeah. And I was like, why are you outing me? In front of my wife, why you saying it? You know, I'm trying to do this low key, connected to the car. But it's so cool because I'll have the chart up, and she was like, when she was a bit younger, I'd be like, tell it to go up or down. And now when she comes in the room now she'll just say it. She's like, go up, and I'll be like, no, I'm sure. I'm sure. Stop it. But what's it been like now? Obviously, you're consistent. You're very consistent with your payouts. You've done really incredibly well. I think you've hit a milestone, right? Yeah,
I just hit 150. 150 payouts, yeah.
Wow. And where do you see yourself taking this? Because obviously at one point I imagine you got funded, say, with just the one account.
Yeah.
Now you've scaled very well.
Yeah.
And I'm sure when you start to apply are you trading them together or are you trading them separately?
See, now, like, I was trading them together, but then around January to March, I went through the maddest drawdown. So, like, all my funded accounts, I went on tilt, like, in 2 days in a row, and they all had, like, 2-3% left.
Wow.
So I went crying to MBB, like, what do I do and shit? And he just told me, yo, like, you gotta, it's not the end of the world because you can get it back again, but this is just the reality of trading. Like, you gotta, like, you've had the high times where you're flying through, but this is the times that will make and break you now, sort of thing. And then, so them 2 months I didn't trade. I left the accounts all down for until like, I think March, the market started to clear up a bit. And then like 2 trades back to break even, and then I was just like
2 trades, right?
Off like half risk, but I held them for a bit, like high of the week shit, catching to the like couple of days low or whatever.
Did you just really wait for like the cleanest sell
I
possible?
had to like really just like chill out and just wait 2 months of sitting there every day, just no, not today.
Really?
Like, yeah, literally.
Wow.
And then
how did it feel when you placed that first one? Then after that long,
I was scared, but I was scared, but at that point of waiting 2 months now, I was like, you know what? It's either I'm going to end up blowing these accounts or I'm bringing it back, but something's got to happen now. I've sat down for 2 months doing fuck all, not a payout, nothing.
What about the mindset though? Like, most people, unfortunately, they treat, these accounts like they're dispendable,
Yeah.
And yet, in that position, a lot of people just go Hail Mary, like, we'll just, who cares?
You know what it is? I'm big on like, because I've blown so many accounts, I'm big on just trying to keep my accounts. Like, I'm big on that. So I'm like, I'll do anything to not blow the accounts. Like, funded accounts, like challenges, sometimes I do get a bit, I'm only human, guys. Like, I do get a bit whatever. So, but with the funded accounts, I really trying to like, most of my funded accounts I've had from all last year and shit. Like, only new firms that's popped up, whatever, and I've got funded with them from this year. But every funded account, like Alpha, etc., that's from last year. Like, you get me? So I'm big on keeping my account and like trying to hit the scaling plan and all of them things. I don't try and hit the scaling plan, but if I keep the account long enough, naturally I'm gonna hit the scaling plan. So that's what I'm really like big on, sort of thing. So I try and manage the risk. Like, even now, like on the funded accounts, I was 1% in them before. I just 0.5% them now because there's so many. It's not the pressure. I can be in a trade and like go and do something. I'm not really like under pressure, and do you know what I'm saying?
I wanted to watch it.
Yeah, and you know that feeling. So yeah, like it's just, but yeah, I'm trying to hit the scaling plans everywhere. So just trying to keep all my accounts really.
Definitely. And would you say that is the mindset you should have? Really? Obviously, anything can work and you can do what you want as a trader.
It just depends, because like some people, I see other traders like where they buy 10 challenges past 5 and whatever, like, but that's not like, I don't like that. When I buy challenges, I'm like really actually trying to pass these. Like, it's not, I'm buying 10 and I'm trying to pass 5.
Would you treat it as a professional trader, or is it just like...
proper treat the shit like a business. Like, it's not,
Like, what is your goal with trading? Like, where are you looking to take it?
At the moment, I don't know, like, I'll be real. At the moment, I'm just like, just trading right now. I'm just trying to trade and trying to like, not even become a better trader, just trying to just keep consistent with it, consistent gains, whatever, and then just see where shit takes me. I'm going to start like branding myself a bit more on the internet with this trade and stuff, whatever, but I'm not selling nothing. I'm just going to, give them a bit more insight into like what I do or my approach to the market on a Sunday or some shit. I don't even know yet, but yeah, like I'm gonna do a little bit of content, whatever. But yeah, like I'm just trying to exist. I don't really know about where long term, because I haven't really studied that. I know people get like private equity or whatever, but I haven't really studied like where this shit can really go. Right now, I'm just like concentrated on me, my trading, and where I'm going right now, like with what I'm doing right now, sort of thing.
Would you say you love trading?
I do and I don't. It's a love-hate relationship, man. I swear to God.
Really?
Yeah, it's a love-hate relationship.
Even now? Like,
yeah. Because it can get stressful and stuff, man. It can really take over your whole day and shit. Like, and you got shit to do, and do you get what I'm saying? So
impact your mood.
Yeah, it's just like when you press that button, you better know you're not really doing shit today. You get me? Like, especially for me, because I'm not really I'm not a swing trader or nothing. So I'm very like in the trade, in the moment, sort of thing. Okay. So yeah, like it's a love-hate relationship still. I do like it because obviously it's paying out and whatever, but like trading itself, it's like kind of lonely and boring, and especially like because I've been trading with like, I know other traders and stuff, and people that have been trading longer than me or shorter than me, and everyone's on their own journey and stuff. So it's like it's hard to like really talk to other people about shit, like, if you get what I'm saying.
I know what you mean. Like, it's hard to speak sometimes. I can imagine like with the position you're in now and where you have been, people probably are trying to hit you up for advice to help them as well.
Yeah.
And as you're saying, like it's very unique. So to each individual.
Yeah.
So then it's hard to give them that advice.
But now you know what it is though. People are just people. Some people they don't even want their advice. They know what you're telling them. They already know this.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they actually already know this. It's just they're not taking it on board and they're not acting upon it. So it's like, it's just a bit of both, innit? Like with people and this trading stuff and whatever. But what I've clocked is a very like lonely journey, and like you can't emulate what a next man's doing. Like you gotta just focus on your own journey and shit. Like if you see a next man getting 10K payouts, like that's not your reality. That's you might be a 1K payout man for now, because that's how I started. I was getting 0.5%.
I remember actually you used to post your certificates like $500, $1,000, $1,500.
Yeah, they come up. You can see it all on my Twitter. Like I wasn't pushing these accounts for. I was getting in a trade and getting out 0.5 and waiting for my payout, like straight.
So would you say that you treated it very patiently, and just let the process take place?
Yeah, because I had to just, get comfortable. Because, trading from the demo and the challenges to, like, funded and getting... It's a different ball game. Like, it's a whole different ball game. So I had to, like, get comfortable with, like, getting in a trade on my funded account, and the emotions are different and stuff like that, because you've gone through the whole challenge and then now you're funded. So now this could be money, but these sort of things. So, yeah, it's a whole different ball game, and that's what everyone needs to, like, understand. That you're not, the way you trade your challenges and stuff, you're not really, unless you're on the mad, buy 10 challenges past 5 thing, then your ROI is going to be fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Would you say that in terms of the mindset, when you were trading before, was it a case where you were, because you mentioned that you'd gotten quite a decent amount of money from music, right?
Yeah.
So was it a case where you needed the money when you were trading like that, in that way, or you wanted to really make some really big money, and that's why it was trading in that sort of manner?
Nah, it was more like, I'll be real, I'm just on the internet and I'm seeing all these guys killing crypto, and I'm just like, why am I not killing crypto? Like I can invest, I can get involved, and that's really what it then. But I started to like chase other people's glories and seeing this guy, but it's not realistic. It's not gonna happen, because if a man's been holding something from God knows when, and he gets his payday, like it's not, I'm not getting in at the same price, but I'm not understanding these things. Then I'm just like trying to, I'll see like a coin's done 20% today up, and I'm buying it at the top like an idiot. Like, do you know what I'm saying? So shit like that, yeah.
We've all been there. I think everyone's felt that pain at one point.
Nah,
maybe
literally.
It's still, with this crypto cycle, it's still possible now.
Oh, I hate crypto. I don't even I'm not involved in it.
You stay away from it.
Yeah, not involved.
That's fair enough. And in terms of your trading, though, you're trading, what pairs are you trading?
Euro. I've been trading pound recently. And yeah, I traded oil the other day, never again.
Man, scarred. That's a huge difference, though.
Yeah, oil. Yeah, oil's it's weird as well. I got packed on it anyway, so.
Yeah. What about in terms of pound though? Like, because I always traded euro.
Yeah, same.
And anytime I looked at pound, I just couldn't get it. Like, it was just like, it seemed not to me anyway, not to respect structure, and there's particular highs and lows, a little bit more volatile than EU as well, and I just found it so confusing. And you've introduced it recently. How's it been?
Nah, I'm actually more pound over EU right now.
Really?
Yeah, it's weird. Like I used to hate pound, but
really,
I can't lie. Like pound, if you're on side, it'll give you the extra pippage still.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it'll give you the extra money. So it's just about that. With EU, EU's been kind of slow recently. Like,
yeah, fair. Yeah.
Like I was in the EU trade recently, like fighting for my life for like 3 hours for like 20 pips or something.
Really?
Like fighting for my life for like the first hour or two, like just in the same place, and like EU's like, I don't know, it's a bit slow these days, but GU's been alright. I'm not gonna lie, I had bad experiences with GU like
in the past.
Yeah, in the past. That's why I stopped, but now it's like.
What about the process of adding a pair then? What was that like? Did you watch it for a while?
Nah, I basically like, what happened is I had with a couple companies, you can have this, they have like a max allocation, but you can't trade the same with the max allocation. So what happened to me, I brought some challenges at a couple companies and I got their max allo, but then during the challenge phase, you can trade, copy trade or whatever.
Yeah.
But once you're funded, it's different. You have to split it up and all that shit. Yeah. So that happened, and then I had like 300K chilling that I couldn't really trade with my normal portfolio, innit?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to say, like, what am I doing with this capital? Like, I don't want a refund. This is live capital. Like, I'll put in the hard work for it. So yeah, I just had to start trading pound because it's the closest to EU and stuff.
Did you have to make any slight adjustments, would you say? Based on, like, you know, how, like we said, GUs are slightly different, slightly a bit more volatile.
Yeah, with pound, you have to really be patient. That's one thing. Yeah, I'm a bit more patient with it. And obviously you have to check Euro, GBP, see what's going on with the Euro stronger than the pound at the time, whatever. But yeah, like it's just a bit more patience and having, like, maybe sometimes my stop loss might be a little bit wider with pound just to let it breathe a bit more. But yeah, like I'm liking it so far. I'm not even gonna lie.
That's great to hear. And to finish up on for this podcast, what would your advice be? Let's say someone was in your position, right? When you were, say, losing those accounts, right, over and over. What would be your advice to them so that they can get into your position today?
Number one, just like accountability. Find someone who you respect and stuff, and to hold you accountable for what you're doing. Number two, that there's no rush. Like, everyone wants to buy the challenge today, get funded tomorrow, and get paid out. Then it doesn't work like that. There's no rush. And number three, stop buying challenges. Like, I'll be real. A lot of people just need to stop buying challenges. Like, I was at that place where I needed to stop buying challenges. I was addicted to it. And I just kept buying them, and kept blowing them. And you just need to stop, kick back, and like learn the skill set and learn your edge. Do enough trades, get your data, and all these things. Like, there's no rush. A lot of people are just rushing to try and like get a certificate or whatever. I don't know what it is, but I was there too, so I know exactly how they feel, innit? But yeah, there's no rush. Like, you just gotta take your time, because once you get this, it's like you get it and you'll be good. So
now that last point is very, very important, because I think a lot of people do rush. I've met so many people, I don't know why, they will trade and challenge accounts with no edge, no strategy, and yet they've never seen the profit target before. And it always blew my mind. And I think that patience is necessary, because the way that the firms obviously promote themselves is that they're essentially trying to get good data.
Yeah.
So if you're taking these challenges and yet you aren't willing to provide good data, that means you're not going to pass it anyway. In ethos, if we're following that narrative.
Yeah.
And then, but by taking your time, as you say, and actually getting that data, getting that edge, and then going, you're going to have a much better time. You know? And you'd think it would be obvious, right? You'd think it would be obvious. But Five, it's been an absolute pleasure. Huge congratulations to you on a massive milestone. And I'm very excited to see where you do go in the future. I definitely want to see that content. I'm a big advocate for people who are doing the right things and who've actually done the journey to, create content and help the next generation, especially people like yourself who have been in that position before. I think it will definitely inspire them and hopefully create change. So looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to it. But everyone at home, drop a comment with your biggest takeaway from this particular podcast. Make sure the links for Five will be in the description below. And until next time, take care.